Yo, this is Dorky, Diggedy Dave, and today we're talking about a brand new Dungeons. I'm not gonna spoil what the name is because I got my main man Tyler right over here, who's got the name right off the bat, and I shan't call it Dungeons any longer.
Nope, I've been messing it up all week. It's official, Dungeons are now gonna be called Incursions.
Tell me a little bit about what you were trying to do with Incursions. Like what was happening with Dungeons that kind of made this new iteration?
Well, I'm sure to nobody's surprise that not enough players are really engaging in Dungeons currently. But Dungeons is meant to be a fun place where players can go and take a load off and do something different. So there's gonna be no more room timers. So currently, as Dave said in Dungeons, we have 15-minute room timers. We're essentially forcing you and your partner to sit down and play and do that all in one session. Since we're essentially giving you the reasons to go farther, we want you to be able to take a break from your sessions to break things up. You can come and go as you please in Dungeons. Whenever if you have a time, let's go in there, do an incursion, jump in, back out, whatever.
Since there's no room timers, how often is this thing running? Because it sounds like it could be on always.
That's the idea. So incursions are going to be permanent. Right now, Dungeons runs the last 2 weeks of every month. Incursions going to be on 24/7. So the new event cadence will be, right now you have 3-day events. Those are the class-based ones. They're going to be every 5, and you're going to have 6 of those a month. And we're going to have a bigger events, which will be every 30 days. So currently in Dungeons, every event, your 3-day event, has 2 classes.
Yeah.
That's no longer the case. And you also had a very small amount of buffs that you would encounter in Dungeons on the opponent. You usually see the same champion and buff combinations all the time. In Incursions, no more. So you're gonna have all 6 classes in a single quest board, and you're gonna have access, or you have to be up against almost every single buff that exists in Contest of Champions. So one of the big additions that we have coming into Incursions is more choice. And we're doing that through choice nodes. Choice nodes are gonna allow players to do things such as swap a champion in the middle of their run. So no longer, if you started Incursion with your 3 champions, you'll be able to swap them out if you see a foe later down the quest board that you don't think you're gonna be able to tackle. We're also going to allow people to choose their own buffs. So similar to boosts, you're gonna be able to choose buffs in the middle of a dungeon run after each encounter.
What kind of buffs are we talking about here?
So we're gonna have 2 kinds of buffs. The first kind are going to be buffs that will specifically enhance your existing abilities. And the other one that we're currently calling boss buffs will actually give your champions abilities that they don't usually have access to. Currently in development, we're looking with shipping with 26 common buffs. So those are the buffs that will enhance your character's abilities. And we're looking at shipping with 13 boss buffs, the ones that give your characters new abilities.
How many buffs are we getting here?
So your common buffs and your boss buffs, they're gonna last 3 rooms each. So at one time, you'll be able to have effectively 9 on you at one time. 3 boss and 6 common.
Wow. So out of all these buffs, the boss buffs in particular, adding these new abilities, what are some of the most notable ones that you can think of?
So as I mentioned before, we're gonna give your champions access to shock, incinerate. We're gonna give you access to prowess. We're even going to give you a buff that would allow you to proc more buffs when you trigger something like a Fury on yourself.
Nice.
Things like when you trigger a debuff on the opponent, you'll activate an armor break. So there's some pretty good choice in there.
So are you saying that I can have a buffed up Kamala Khan with extra Fury, extend the Fury times, and then add like Incinerate?
Exactly. So let's take that even one step further. What if you have your Corvus and you wanted to give him shock debuffs? Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Why not?
Nice.
Let's say you wanted to take your Nick Fury and make his bleeds even better. Yeah, you can do that. What if you wanted those bleed debuffs to them proc armor breaks? Yeah, you can do that.
That sounds broken.
It's borderline broken.
Nice.
But we want to break the game in Incursions. We want players to feel...
We want you to break the game. We want you guys to break the game.
We want you guys to break the game. We want you guys to think about new and interesting combinations through your champions, these buffs that you acquire in Incursions, and on top of that, throw in some synergies.
Rewards. Let's talk about rewards. What can we expect?
Everyone wants to know about rewards.
Yeah.
We're introducing one-time rewards for every 30-day cycle, where you're gonna get bonus stuff the first time you complete a room every 30 days, up all the way up to room 25.
So talk to me a little bit about room completion, compare and contrast, dungeons versus incursions.
One of the big things that players struggle with right now is, should I actually go to the next room, which now zones? Do I actually want to go to the next zone? Well, most of the time the answer is no, because if I fail, I'm gonna lose points.
Right.
We took that away. So you get your milestone point payout every time you complete a room, not when you conclude a dungeon.
Nice, nice. And would you say that this is a good alternate to people that kind of don't like arena? Is there enough gold here? Because I know there's some new rewards in there.
There's definitely a lot of gold. So one of the other things you're gonna see with the reward changes, there's not gonna be catalysts anymore. But you're going to see the introduction of 3, 4, and 5-star shards. You're going to see more artifacts, and you're going to see a lot more gold.
Last question here. What is your favorite champion combination that you've done so far?
All right, so I'm going to have to go with Nick Fury, because he procs a lot of bleeds. Get in some bleed enhancements, make those bleeds even stronger. Grab me the ability to add shocks and incinerates, and then tie all those things in for all my debuffs, applying armor breaks. That creates some pretty mean numbers.
You know, in the playtest, I was hearing a lot of hollering back there. I'll let you talk about that a little bit. But at one point I had a Captain Marvel that I did one combo and a heavy attack, and it was over against a pretty major champion.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys here at Kabam have been pretty hyped up on the new Incursions. You can see a lot of devs in the playtest getting real excited with, essentially, as you said, the ability to break the game. It feels like a really different experience to the rest of contest. You can't get these power spikes in AQ. You can't get these power spikes in AW. For the first time, this feels completely different. And it's super cool to see people create these new interesting combinations with their champions and really capture that power.
I am feeling that, and I do feel that there's going to be a whole other aspect of like theory crafting happening here.
100%, and that's what we're going to go for, right? Is we want players to find these interesting combinations. We want you guys to break the game.
All right, guys, once again, that is the brand new dungeons, now called Incursions. Thank you so much to Tyler for coming down here and explaining it all. I'm super excited. He's super excited. I think everyone around here is super excited.
It's gonna be great.
So guys, if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, share it with your mama. All that stuff is absolutely fantastic. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch you on the flip-o-potamus.